Morning. Cheers. I was just thinking that routine is a bit like a system, isn't it? I don't know if you know this, but when I wake up in the mornings, I'm usually not feeling in a great mood. You know, if you do, keep doing what you're doing, that's amazing. It's kind of like a remnant of, you might not know this, but I went through depression for a while. I've been through it a couple of times in my life, and you know, that's when the low mood persists, and it's a horrible thing. In the mornings I feel that a little bit. So through the night I woke up at about 6. I'd had some really pretty not nice dreams. Dreamed I went to prison. I hadn't actually got there. I was in the back of the van with the policemen. They were taking me to prison. I don't know what I'd done, but I was only going in for 20 days, but I was still kind of freaking out. I woke up from that, didn't feel great, as you would imagine. But I got back to sleep. That was good. I didn't think I would, but I did. And, you know, it dawns on me now that when I get up, I go into the kitchen. Usually put AirPods in, listen to a podcast. This morning it was The Pen Addict with Mike Hurley and Brad Dowdy. I do enjoy my pen content, as you probably could guess. And, you know, I clean up the kitchen a wee bit, get the dogs in the garden, make myself a coffee, drink a big glass of water, do that every morning, take my metformin, and now I come through and I sit down and I turn on the camera and I talk into it. And then I do my writing, morning pages. 2 pages of fountain pen, handwritten, brain dump stuff, much like this. And usually by the time I've done all those things, if I'm not feeling great, I'm actually feeling okay, you know? It's like the comfort of routine. And being autistic, when my routine gets messed up, like when we have to travel somewhere, or even if I've got Zoom calls scheduled, sometimes that can affect my mood. Or piano lessons, which, if you're reading my things, you'll know I've just jacked that in. Breaks in the routine, you know, they can make me feel anxious. But then when I do the things that I've signed up to do, that I've committed to do, they can very often lift me even higher, you know, which is an interesting thing. So commitment to a thing is another part of systems thinking. Even like going to work, you know, if you're committed to going to a job and submitting something by a deadline, or going to school, or whatever it is, then, you know, it's part of systems thinking. And although something like shopping, the weekly grocery shop, which I dread, sometimes just doing that is a good thing to get me out of the house. Usually it's not, though. Usually I come back from that feeling even worse. But lodge rehearsals, I have to go to Masonic lodge rehearsals quite a lot, because I'm getting up there in the offices now. Sometimes it can be a real, you know. But Monday night there, I wasn't feeling it at all, and I went along, and it was actually pretty fun, and I felt good after it. I felt good that I'd honoured my commitment, and just being in company of other people, you know. So, and yeah, committing to AA meetings, that was a big one. When I first got sober, my sponsor always used to say to me, he said, don't go through that thing in your head, like the tribunal every time. Will I go? Will I not go? I don't feel like going. Maybe I won't go. He said, don't ever do that. He said, just go. And I did. I went 3 nights a week for years, actually. Well, 3 nights and 2 nights and 1 morning. It was a Sunday morning. which was my favourite one. And that was an hour round trip before you even had the meat, you know. So yeah, I've been thinking about systems thinking, which is a concept I learned about from August Bradley, who talks about it in his Notion Life Design Notion template, which I use every day. You know, I do my weekly planning, my monthly planning, my daily tracking, my habits, my to-dos, all of that goes through Notion Life Design, which helps me a lot, because without a proper kind of system in place, I can find myself being just like, what am I going to do today? Oh, I don't know. Which usually means nothing. So like, for example, I've had in there for a while a project of making some guitar videos. I wanted to put out 10 songs this year, which I didn't think was too big a stretch. So record the song and then record a short tutorial. And I'd had one in my to-dos for ages, and I did it yesterday. And I'm going through another book where I'm teaching myself sight reading, and it's got exercises in chapters, and I wanted to record each of those, put them out on my channel, just as a way of encouraging me to get through the book, because I've had this book since 2005 and I've never finished it. And I did one of them yesterday as well. Although, having said that, it had been in my to-dos for about 3 months. So, in that respect, the system doesn't work, but also I was getting a reminder pretty much every day to record that lesson, and eventually I was like, all right, I'll do it. Well, I wasn't like that at all. I was actually quite into it. So, yeah, systems thinking, routines, commitments, and systems, whether they be paper-based or on the computer, you know, they all help me. And my morning routine, I'm really enjoying that, particularly this bit here. I hope you enjoy watching it too. Thanks.